Yeah.
Make these niggas rap here, nigga. I'm walking niggas down with that 4 pound when they go down. That Pakistan chopper knock his forehead to the low ground. Daily when I'm birth, blood spreading through the turf. But it's a lot of niggas there was out here fucking up that work. Fucking over niggas' money, playing crazy like you can't be touched. Mobile gas station dropped the window when I filled him up. Bossing up and I'm blasting off that blow money. Fucking record deal, I'm already copping food by the hundreds.
What up, though? OG Kenny, O_G_ Kenny at Retired from the Streets TV. And welcome to Wednesday. You feel me? So look, right? I've been working hard lately, man. Y'all gotta give me a listen. I know I got somebody hit me up on Instagram like, dog, where you been at? You stopped dropping them every day. And I'm like, bro, I would love to do that. Ideally, I would love to do that. That was my rhythm, you know what I mean? Especially considering I had the summer where I just chunked down on, took chunks of time out and just I had my free time because baby girl was in summer school and all that. School has started back. I'm officially getting my daughter back on her reading schedule and all that type of stuff. Up here in Detroit anyway. It's been started back other places. However, I had to make my baby and my little tighten up on my little projects that I got, investments rather. So that's what I've been on. Ain't like I've been out here lollygagging and running around with the hoolie fees and the little youngins. I've been really grinding. I've been really working. I'm really retired from the streets, so I really got to make sure my investments keep paying me before I relapse back to the streets and this be a whole nother platform. You hear me? So with that being said, I got it. Look, I kind of, when I was doing the last story, I started seeing my BMs and them people come up, you know what I mean? Because if y'all notice towards the last story, towards the end, I looked to the right, and then I started getting a little bit sidetracked a little bit with the story, but I got to follow up on that story about my first bunkie that I hit the lick on. So what I didn't tell y'all is that, right, when he got back in the cell and you know what I mean, and started looking around and making sense of things, he was like, bro, because we had been in there for a minute and caught a little rhythm for a minute. At first, like I told you, he was cool. He was getting out, getting some life, you know what I mean? Or getting a life, rather, and playing chess and whatnot and all that, whatever he was doing. But when his mans had rolled out, that's when it got bad for me. It's like as soon as that one dude left, his whole life went down. And I'm like, dog, I still need my little time to myself and whatnot. So y'all know the story. If y'all haven't watched that last story, right, about my first bunkie I ever robbed. Now, I ain't physical robbing, like I just like manhandling and whatnot. That story is for later on encounters, and that was my bunkie. But I'll say this much. When he came back in that cell and started looking around and was like, yeah, man, they took this, right? They took my radio. They took my tapes. Who even listens to some of that stuff? I'm an older cat, and while he started complaining about that, they took my beard trimmers. They got all my good this, that, and the other. They got my extra watch because he had like a nice little watch he used to wear to flex because you're only supposed to get one watch. Then he had a little I guess one that he worked out in or whatever. A stopwatch. He had a digital and an analog. Put it like that, right? So this dude started actually looking at my stuff, looking around like, Bunkie, they didn't touch none of your stuff, right? Now, like I say, this story not gonna make sense if y'all watching this one and haven't watched the previous story. So please, take the time out to check out my previous story and any other episode that you haven't. This will be my 150th episode as of today, and I'm shooting this one in the midst about to go get these kids. But check that story out. You will see what I'm talking about. Now, I'm sitting there, I'm like, because I'm caught off guard. I'm like, damn. Yeah, so man, I hate to say it, Bunkie, man, but it seemed like it might be racially charged, man. It might be racially motivated, right? He's like, you think so, man? I'm like, why else would somebody come in? I said, I don't care if they didn't touch my stuff, bro. They violated our space. They violated our room. This is a violation, bro. You step across, I'm ready to hurt something now, man. Because, like, it don't even matter. And the fact that they did single you out. Like, you an older dude, an older white dude, why would they mess with you? You don't mess with nobody. He's like, exactly. He's pissed. I'm pissed. Fake pissed, rather, right? So we in that bad boy, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get to the bottom of this. I'm going to get to the bottom of it, and I'm going to try to get some of your stuff back. Because my wheels are turning now, and I'm like, dang, I hope nobody don't put two and two together, because let me explain something about the politics of what I was dealing with, right? You got to understand, at the time, still, I'm part and partial of being a Melanic, So it wasn't like I was really trying to be on that type of demon time or just really be foul. I really was focused on bettering myself. I had went through that spiritual cleanse when I was in Virginia. For the most part, I had restrained from master debating. I had refrained from trying to really get my lust under control, because that was the biggest thing. All them big, thick women down in Virginia, oh my God, y'all don't understand. But I come from the Jeffrey Projects. I come from big old church lady booties and all that. You understand what I'm saying? So when I got down there, coming from Michigan, when you got all these, no disrespect to small towns or older white women, but you got all these older, dried up white women who hair look like they got their hair done by the stylist on Mama's Family. You understand what I'm saying? These big old wild outdated hairstyles, cheap perfume that they got from the local dollar store. This is what we dealing with up in Michigan a lot of times. If you're not close to a major city dealing with this, I get down there, you talking about thick, thighs rubbing, and you know what, guys, when you locked up, you're like, oh my God, them thighs is rubbing. That thing's super hot. You understand what I'm saying? Them thighs like an incubator for that good. You understand? Y'all know what I'm talking about. No disrespect, and I ain't trying to be vulgar, right? But when them thighs rubbing, a lot of thighs is rubbing down there. So I had to get control of my lust urges to be a master debater. I didn't want to, I had to get that under control. So when I get back to Michigan, and I'm still trying to get on the back end of that spiritual cleanse, really, like, I'm gonna do what I gotta do within the institution to give me some money and stuff, but I'm not gonna violate nobody. These times when I was flashed out like this was tests of me. This was like me reverting back to something that was like, what you call that, that was I was used to. It went back to a comfort zone for me. Because when I was like, you gotta think, I come from dudes who was getting to the money on the block, hitting licks and whatnot. You know what I mean? Not robbing, but like if it was like some birds on the line, if it was major weight on the line, they was handling their business. So, and then they was getting people up out of there. So it was like that was my only way to like neutralize the threat of him giving me no space and all that stuff. So don't think this was just me just acting out all the time. But within me saying that, I'm saying me being a Atlantic Muslim at the time, this was out of protocol and I was out of line, out of law. So now my wheels are turning and I'm like, let me try to get your stuff back for you, because I'm like, it might cost you. Because I'm thinking, I could tell my homies, look, man, let's get that stuff back. If y'all ain't sold it, whoever y'all sold it to, let's get it back. We're going to make dog pay a tax on it. And that way we can still eat off the stuff. You understand what I'm saying? And he ain't got to go through the inconvenience. That'll save him the inconvenience of paying shipping and handling, taxes and all that other stuff, and ordering it and waiting all these 3 to 4 weeks. That jail market traditionally will have you wait, right? So that didn't happen. They had already sold the stuff. I kind of just told him that to keep him at bay. But for a few days, it was a little tense because he was going around asking questions. And it seemed like everybody he was damn near asking was like known, dang near, not even rats, but dudes who always run their mouth with the police, was real friendly with the police. And just imagine, he go ask 2 dudes, and like, not long after he asked them 2 dudes, you see them talking to the police and pointing at him and pointing down there and trying to figure some stuff out. Then the police come around about like, I don't know, 3-4 days after the lick happened, knock and say, hey, Bailey, and I forget his last name, Greenwich or something like that, but he said, hey, man, I heard about somebody breaking in your guys' cell, taking your thing. I'm like, yeah, man, that was fire. They come here and mess with his stuff, but ain't touch my stuff, though. And he's like, man, you know these guys, they target the guys that think are a little weaker, man. And be honest, Bailey, you're a big young dude, so a little older white dude. You know, he's not frail, but, come on there. He's the most vulnerable one. You guys are not far from the steps, so anybody can run up here, grab some stuff, and leave out. But we're definitely working to get the surveillance cameras up in the unit. And that's when it dawned on me the cameras don't even work. That's when I relaxed. That's when I fell back and like, I don't know nothing. And it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. You understand what I'm saying? So that was the follow-up for that story. I really was out of law. I meant to say that. I was out of law. I was out of line. I did check myself after that. It wasn't the last time. But come on, I'm only human. And I was getting better at getting better. But at the same time, I knew where I was at fault. So this was around them times, like I told y'all, when I was growing up and I was really starting to take more accountability for the things I was doing, but there still was a little bit of justification and denial up under that. Like, where I would justify things that I wanted to do, and I would be in denial about the impact it had on whoever it impacted. I didn't really care, for real. And I had to learn how to basically not straddle the fence. I had to learn how to get all the way on my dean, right, or leave it alone. And it was times where I said I didn't want to be a Melanic no more. I didn't want to be no Muslim no more, only because I didn't want to follow the rules, right? I didn't want nobody telling me what to do and whatnot. But I learned that if you cannot be a great follower, come on, talk to me. You would never be able to be a great leader, you know. But those are little testaments of things I went through. I honestly got a kick out of him seeing his face and him talking about they didn't touch none of your stuff, man. Because listen, dude, how many times I asked you and talked to you about me having some privacy, so I really didn't care. I'll be honest, but I kind of started thinking about how it's going, the backlash of it, and how it made not only me look, but my brothers, the nation that I was part and partial. I can't put a blemish or black eye on them when they are already trying to label us as violent, security threat group and all this other stuff because of isolated incidences with different brothers throughout the nation and throughout the state of Michigan and whatnot. So I was just trying to do my best to keep that up as well as give me some get back. So you're straddling the fence, right? I was trying to serve two masters. That didn't work out well because I got some karma that hit me, and I'm going to tell y'all about that on an up-and-coming episode. OG Kenny, O_G_Kenny at Retired from the Streets TV. Listen, if y'all have not done so far, get in the comment section and let me know where y'all from, why y'all even join the channel, and, you know, show me some love. But subscribe. Let somebody else know to subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Hit the like button. You feel me? It don't cost you a dime to put a little shine on mine. And I'm going to see y'all next time, and I'm out.
Ha.